The Bryden Centre. Energy without consequence. The Bryden Centre is a €9.4 million cross-border renewable energy research centre funded by the EU under the Interreg VA programme. It provides a systems-based approach linking technologies, people, industry and environment for mutual benefit. Led from Queen's University Belfast, the Bryden Centre covers Northern Ireland, Western Scotland and the Irish border regions. Renewable energy represents a major opportunity for this inter-regional area with many geographic, economic and demographic characteristics that provide a distinctive competitive advantage in a global marketplace.
So the concept of the Bryden Centre started about a decade ago through work that we were doing in Queen's through the Centre for Sustainable Energy. We recognised that there was a need essentially to take forward a number of different projects forward into the future, and that was going to need to be done in a collaborative way. When the opportunity for funding came through Interreg and SEUPB, we started to come together to try and formulate a plan for what the Bryden Centre or a future Bryden Centre could look like. We knew that there was a need to look at renewable energy. We knew that that need was going to cross both the bioenergy area as well as wind and marine type energy, and so we brought all of that together from using the expertise that we had, and we created a centre which was initially Amber, which was a centre for renewable energy, and then moved into Camber, and then eventually became the Bryden Centre due to the unfortunate demise of Ian Bryden, who was one of the key principal people in creation of that centre.
Professor Ian Bryden was a leading expert in marine renewable energy. The centre was named in tribute to his dedication in advancing renewable energy over his 30-year research career.
My introduction to marine energy was through Ian when he was working at the University of Edinburgh, and then he got a significant job here at the university, and we were looking to fund work and bring students in, and then an opportunity came up in collaboration with Northern Ireland and the Republic through an Interreg programme. And so he and I and Damien Collins went back and forth meeting people we didn't know at that time at Queen's University, putting together a programme and a grant proposal to do a project with PhD students, and I'm sure he'd be delighted with the progress it's made.
The Bryden Centre covers three main research areas: harnessing the power of the sea with tidal and wave energy, cultivating the power of the land with gas, liquid and solid biofuels, and working with the environment, assuring that the energy systems the centre designs support the environment. The Bryden Centre's Energy Without Consequence mission encompasses affordable and clean energy, clean water and sanitation, responsible consumption and production, and life below water and on land. Its focus is on industry, innovation and infrastructure, decent work, economic growth, and partnership to help achieve its goals.
Way back at the beginning of the Bryden Centre, we brought together a range of different stakeholders into events, both here in Northern Ireland and in Scotland, where we asked them and set out a challenge: identify future problems that you have that need to be solved in order to allow you to be successful within your own businesses. That set out a series of challenges for the academics, and together then they were able to formulate plans for how they would then be able to take research forward in order to be able to address those questions that those industries had.
The research partners include Queen's University Belfast, Ulster University, University of the Highlands and Islands, Letterkenny Institute of Technology, Agri-Food and Biosciences Institute, Donegal County Council and Dumfries and Galloway Council. Together the partners have the expertise in providing an unrivalled breadth of support to the renewable energy sector in the cross-border regions.
One aspect that was very attractive about the Bryden Centre is the academic institution supervisory aspect of that, where we can start to integrate with each other at different institutes and find out what we all do and where our skills are. Because without a doubt, the Bryden Centre collaborations have led to other project research work, mutual bids, successful bids, but also future ideas. Those opportunities afforded by the Bryden Centre have been excellent.
Our partnership within the Bryden Centre has been really important to the development of Letterkenny IT over the last number of years. It's been a really strong contributor in terms of achieving funding for research specifically, but also developing our own capability and capacity of both our staff and students here in Letterkenny. It's really developed our capability in the research area, it's strengthened our capacity in the whole renewable energy space, and we look forward to a very strong future working with our partners.
Examples of the impact of the Bryden Centre's research can be seen in Killybegs, Donegal, where wind energy has been linked to green hydrogen production, leading to ammonia production to fuel ships for fishing and for export. The Bryden Centre is supporting the development of a future offshore wind hub in Killybegs.
The project that we're working on with the students we broadly refer to as the Green Wave project, and it's about decarbonising the fishing fleet. It's about creating a carbon-free economy in an economy like Killybegs, where there's a lot of onshore industry and also a significant marine fleet. We've been looking at a financial model that's bootstrapping in these individual building blocks, allowing us to plan how that economy can be achieved in a real world, starting with one turbine and one electrolyser producing hydrogen, all the way up to creating marine fuels, decarbonising the fleet, and eventually being able to facilitate floating offshore wind and having green ammonia as an export fuel for the future.
The Agri-Food and Biosciences Institute is a multidisciplinary scientific organisation involved in high-technology research and development, as well as diagnostic and analytical testing.
There's the team here at the Ulster University, the bioenergy research team that I'm part of. My research is important because governments across the world have signed up to be carbon neutral by the year 2050. And to reach this goal, they're going to have to find sustainable sources of energy, so renewable energy and gasification of sustainable biomass materials is one of these methods.
Another example of the impact of the Bryden Centre's research includes the support for the tidal turbine's design, testing and assessing impact on seals and seabirds in the Strangford and Portaferry areas.
It's a fantastic location to be for tidal research because you've got a tidal energy site directly on your front doorstep. It means you've got access to data, you've got the animals to study, and you've got the resource to bring in developers and have them working on site.
In Shetland, work is being done to support the integrating of offshore wind farms with fisheries, local communities and marine ecology with marine spatial planning. Attention is also being given to marine power for remote coastal communities and protecting the environment, including wildlife and seabirds. The Bryden Centre has published over 100 papers across the borders, hosted and attended numerous conferences, and been at the forefront of the development of renewable energy. The Bryden Centre is working to influence policy and change the energy industry. Its focus for the future is community, industry, and research in partnership. The Bryden Centre seeks to involve the community, encourage the participation of people through employment and improvement of their skills.
I'm starting a role here at the Environmental Research Institute, so my work through the Bryden Centre has sort of given me the kind of confidence and skills to kind of move on to that role, which will be sort of continuing the research that I've been doing here, but also looking at kind of building more collaborative links between different universities and industry, and I feel that the PhD has definitely given me the skills and knowledge required to move into that role and progress with my career.
A key priority is to make renewable energy and net zero targets socially acceptable and achievable, and ensure shared economic and energy benefits. The Bryden Centre's aims for the future of the industry are creating new business opportunities, supply chains, and a highly skilled workforce, as well as achieving a sustainable, low-carbon circular economy.
So the Bryden Centre will continue in some form. We will work with industry, we will work with government in order to be able to take forward ideas and to present new solutions to industry. And in fact, we have received some funding which will allow us to do that for the next period. Of course, the key thing for us is to renew the success of the Bryden Centre, to seek additional funding which will allow us to train up a next generation of students to have those skills which are needed to take forward Northern Ireland, the Republic and the world really in terms of its net zero transition. And we're very grateful for the funding that we have received to date, and we're certainly hopeful that we'll be able to renew that success and to take forward a new generation in the future.
The future of the Bryden Centre is being built on the successful foundations of bioenergy and bioproducts that have supported rural circular economies and sustainable marine energy and aquaculture that has protected habitats and supported coastal communities. Partnership and collaboration are fundamental to the future of the Bryden Centre's advanced marine and bioenergy research.
What's needed for the future is a next generation of leadership who actually understand interdisciplinary approaches, who understand resources, who understand community, who understand technology. You can then look at the various different options and provide solutions which actually work for the benefit of everybody. That requires a level of creativity, it requires innovative thinking, it requires training, it requires interdisciplinary knowledge. What it requires is basically a centre in which to bring everybody together, to give them the space to develop and to become that next generation of leaders that is critical now for the success of the future.